So one of the other cool things about Sunset Boulevard, well, two cool things is and this is, it's kind of a spoiler, but I don't know that anybody's going to get to it before Nicole's gone, especially if you're in India. But they use steady cams in the play.
Are they filming it or
throughout? Yeah, they have a very cool thing that they do where a screen, it doesn't drop down as much as it kind of just goes like this. It goes like this and comes down. And they've got moments throughout the show where they have one or two steady cams on main characters or on a couple people, and they're projecting their faces on it in black and white. And everything is staged black and white. All costuming is black and white. Props and costuming is very minimal. The play itself, when it first came out, takes place in 1949 to 1950. It's a period piece, but this re-envisioning made it far more of a contemporary thing. And there's this point in the second act where the lead actor is singing the opening song, and he walked out onto 44th Street and just goes walking while the orchestra's playing. He's got in-ear monitors and he's walking down 44th Street. He goes all the way down over to 7th Avenue and then comes back and then walks through the house and gets on stage by the time the end of the song hits. And it was at the St. James Theater. Do you know where that rings a bell?
No.
It rings a bell. It rings a bell though, doesn't it? The St. James Theater?
I'd heard of it.
Yeah, well that's where Birdman took place.
That's where that was.
Same theater. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
The biggest, the baddest, wackiest, funniest, filmiest show on earth.
Never
Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reaction. Corbin.
Hi, I'm Nicole Scherzinger.
And you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter for more juicy content. Thank you to resources on Patreon. Follow us Twitter accounts. Give a like button. Welcome back. Today we got a video. This is a informational video of something that I'd not heard of, but it's a BC woman along with 1,000 adopted by an Indian maharaja during the World War II. So I'm guessing to save a bunch of kids, I guess.
I'm confused about BC.
British Columbia, probably.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like the time era.
Yeah, because that was World War II.
Oh, that's BC.
Pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's British Columbia, but we'll see. Here we go.
A pot of fresh borscht simmers on the stove.
smells good.
The atmosphere in Karolina Rybka's apartment is a stark contrast to the decades-old memories that remain vivid in her mind. In 1939, at the start of the Second World War, she was a little girl in Poland when Russian soldiers put her family on a train to Siberia. Her mother died there. Eventually, her father, knowing he couldn't care for them, put Karolina and two of her siblings in an orphanage.
Lots of children, all big room, everybody's lying on the floor there. And the kids, they gave us only one slice of bread.
Life was bleak until an Indian maharaja came to the rescue. Karolina is one of an estimated 1,000 Polish children provided refuge by Dag Vijay Singh, a ruler in India's Gujarat state.
They were treating us good. We had food all the time, 3 times a day. We never been starving there. And we had a Polish school there. And then we had dancing groups. We danced, I even dancing there also. And then we danced for Maharaja one time.
The Maharaja greeted each group of children with the words, "You are no longer orphans, I am your father," and made them citizens of the princely state of Navanagar.
Jeru Jeru Maharaja Nomita. Do you know the song? No?
The Maharaja built dorms for the children, provided them with food, clothes, and medical care, and brought in Polish teachers for their education.
He was a very unusual personality. His mindset would help to say that, look, here is a good cause, a worthy cause, something I should be doing. And in fact, he went ahead and did it. And they were there for a long time, and they were looked after so beautifully.
Dag Vijay Singh never asked for any compensation for his grand gesture. That said, the Maharaja did have a wish for Poland's liberation. He once told a Polish general, "When that happens, you can name a street after me." Unfortunately, the dream didn't come true during his lifetime. But with the eventual fall of communism, that changed. In Warsaw, a square and a park were named after the Maharaja. A monument was erected in his honor, and he was posthumously awarded Poland's highest Order of Merit. The Polish children lived in Navanagar until India's independence in 1947, when they were forced to leave. 17-year-old Karolina was sent to England. Not long after, she made her way to Canada and married in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan.
That's the only thing I have from India. I won that when I ran 60 meters, and I won first gift from India. That's the only one.
And you kept it.
I kept it forever because I I can't get rid of it because that's my souvenir from India.
Over the years, Karolina's family has flourished with children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. All of it, she says, possible only because of the goodness of a stranger. If he was here, what would you say to him?
I would give him a big hug because he saved our lives. Yeah, he did, because nobody else wanted us, eh? He's the one that took us in.
Belle Puri, CBC News, Kelowna.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, so it's CBC News. That's what the BC was. They didn't add the C.
No, it's a BC woman. It's a British Columbia woman.
I thought she's Polish.
But now she lives... I don't know.
Anyway, is there a movie made out of this story about this man? Because how can there not be? I mean, this is Schindler's List level.
Yeah, hopefully he was an actual kind man. You know, I'm such a skeptic. This is wonderful, and I tend to always see the awfulness of humans because humans are pretty terrible. But
Corbin watched Schindler's List and assumed that Oscar Schindler had sex with everybody.
No, but I'm also not just going to believe a movie. So he could be good. He could be good in that moment of his life. I don't know about the rest. I don't know him. I didn't research him at all outside of the movie. I hope he was good. But also, I do wonder, like, you guys, this is just ignorance, and I'm genuinely asking this question. This was obviously during British rule of India. So did the Brits at all make them take them over? Because the Maharajas usually, right, at that time, they answered to the British, right, at that time? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm genuinely asking the audience.
We would have to get into the specifics of Gujarat. I would imagine so. I don't know how much.
But obviously, they were treated. All the children were treated well. And that's all that matters. So, you know, that they were treated well, and they were taken care of. Not, you know, they got taken away from the Nazis and all that kind of stuff. So
it's incredible. I mean, in that just short little bit, it was getting me a little bit emotional, and I just cannot fathom why a story like that would have not been turned into a film as of yet.
Yeah, can't wait for Akshay to play that guy. You know he would if it was a Bollywood movie. You know it would be Akshay. I love Akshay.
And I could look all this up, but it would take so much time. I'm very intrigued and would love. Hey, stupid babies, comment, DM on Insta. Is there a film, and if not, why not?
I'd never heard of him. There's people in the comments saying I'd never heard of him before. What a kind-hearted man.
Incredible. Yeah, seriously. That there were more wealthy people with that kind of heart.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're wealthy, use it actually for good.
Yeah. Which that reminded me of. Was talking with our friend Mary here. We had gone and seen some musicians. Her son Joseph produces. He works for Atlantic Records and produces some folks. And one of them is Clarence Clemens' son. If you don't know that name, Clarence Clemens was the guy who played sax on Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Mm-hmm. And he recently passed away. But anyway, his son was in concert, And after the concert, we were talking, and just because it's Jersey at Asbury Park, which is Springsteen town, but it's also John Bon Jovi town, found out, didn't even know this about John Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi has 2 soup kitchens in Florida that he runs on a regular basis. And he has restaurants, I don't know how many, that are pay what you can restaurants. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
The soup kitchens in Florida, there's 2 of them for the homeless. They're all funded by him, and the restaurants are funded by him, and it's pay what you can restaurants. And he doesn't draw attention to it as most good people wouldn't. And we need more stories like that today.
You know, you'd think like if you're like one of the super wealthy people in the world, you do more stuff like this and not like go to Mars or something. Yeah,
you'd think.
Not naming names, but you figure it out.
You'd wish and hope.
Like, honestly, with how much money the world has, just the world in general, but also like 5 people, we really shouldn't have any homeless people or homeless children. It really shouldn't be a thing.
Especially in a place like America, where that money could easily be appropriated and you'd have no governmental blocks for that to take place. It would be an easy thing to do.
But no, because bad socialism. Sorry, not getting on my soapbox here. But yeah, it was a really wonderful story.
Great story.
I love hearing about actual good things humans do.
We need more of that today.
Just hope he was an actual good person. You guys, let me know. Because I don't. Because you hear these stories, and then you're like, oh, well, he did these awful 10 other things. Well, like, that's one of the reasons. What did we learn about Churchill growing up?
Oh, that he
was one of the biggest heroes of all time.
Oh.
What did India learn about?
That he was a giant piece of...
So that's why I don't believe stuff.
Well, and you got to be careful when it comes to stories being told in cinema, because oftentimes those stories too get changed. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to tell a story that people would otherwise forget. But if you don't get it right by either not telling all the truth or completely changing the truth, that's when it really gets sticks it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, if you know any other stories like this, please let us know.
Yeah.
Down below.
The biggest, the baddest, wackiest, funniest, filmiest show on earth.
Never